listening to Co-op Radio 100.5 FM and coopradio.org. It's 5 o'clock, and it's Metis Matters Radio time!
Views expressed and opinions given by myself, Derrick Whiteskycloud, and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of the CFRO 100.5 FM, your cooperative radio network, its affiliates, and or sponsors. Everybody, thank you for joining me on Metis Matters Radio and the CFRO 100.5 FM here in beautiful downtown Vancouver. We're all out here, folks. I'm still in my studio as always to do Metis Matters Radio every Wednesday night here at 5 o'clock, 5 to 6 on Pacific time, and 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock on the Eastern. So thank you guys for joining me all across Canada, as well those even across the world, because a lot of people like to see what Metis Matters is all about. Well, number one, being a Metis person is we are, I guess to say, we're the mixed type of Indigenous persons that have a tendency of, I got to take my glasses because I got a blur. We have a tendency of wanting to share our Metis history as education as well as culture. Also, a lot of things are happening in the community. So some people may call us the half-breeds. They call us the, whatever you want to call us. But the word Métis came out a long, long time ago. They wanted to create an identity. So that's what basically what the language is basically used as, means mixed blood, really. But there have been a lot of people out there to this day, still to this day, are trying to, I guess you'd say, separate the group of the name Métis to Red River or a specific location in province or from a provincial area, which is part of within the central part of Canada. So it does take time for, again, it's going to take time for the whole world to really get used to how do we see this, how we can be able to work this out. So, and there's always conflict, there's always misunderstandings, there's always, I guess you'd say, people are always up, like they want to make sure that you either are or not, and then they go by the color of your tone of your skin. If you don't look dark enough, like me, I'm getting darker. I have a special light that I use here, folks, and this light actually gives me a higher pigmentation of light. So but I'm a little bit more tanned. On the Facebook chat room, folks, I'm actually tan, but on the YouTube chat room, I'm a little bit lighter. So yeah, that's how it works. What can I say? Anyways, thank you guys for joining me, both the chat rooms as well. So there's going to be a lot of people joining us. I came in a little late today. My apologies. I was trying to set up my studios, making sure it's correct. There has been a lot of changes in programming, and I've been noticing there have been a lot of upgrades on the social networks. So, again, I guess I would say I've got 2 more days left or 3 more days left of being in jail, Facebook jail on one page, which is my Métis page. And that's when I was actually, like I said before, over a month ago, folks, I was trying my darndest to be civil, but I opened my mouth and I didn't like to talk nicely about our Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau, and I guess Facebook decided to put me in jail for 30 days, and they actually threatened me 60 days. And because I was speaking up for the kids, that we found the unmarked graves. Whenever you run a program and they know you well enough, and when I start talking the truth, I speak in the truth. When I'm bringing up these stories, these columns are all over news media, but they don't like you to keep sharing it because to them is called rehashing or revising or whatever. They don't like that even measured. They'd rather you not even say anything and basically walk away. Well, I won't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to walk away. I'm tough as nails is the way it is, and I like to stand up for our Métis people, but not just the Métis people, all of our Indigenous people across the world and land. I stand up for all of our people, and in this radio program that I run, I've been doing it proudly for over 3 years now, in placement of the late Ken Fisher, and I've always wanted to do it right where everyone knows. And Ken Fisher was far more broadened with his voice more than I was. He used to get himself in a lot of trouble opening his mouth on a few curse words I hear, but I'm not going to swear on my program, damn it. So anyways, what can I say? No, but he was a very outspoken man. I love the man. I mean, you love him or you hate him. I've known Ken for knew Ken for many years. Almost 20 years. And we either had a liking for each other or we don't, but we both respected each other, and as often as I can or could do to, I guess it'd say, speak up for our people. But Ken was the kind of person that didn't like, I guess to say, if I brought a subject up that was important, Ken would get in on it, right? But if it's something he didn't know, he really would dig and into it. There are some things that I knew that Ken, I guess within the Métis community itself, but when I start creating ideas of having more Métis participate in different kinds of events, whether it's school events or projects of sorts, Ken didn't like it where he thought his nose was being pushed in, that he wasn't participating in it. And I try to get him to participate. And there's times he would say he's too busy. So I'd still do it, right? But because he was in our region, in the Surrey region, that was called Nova, if Ken couldn't make it in, but if he didn't have a representative, then they went ahead and did it. But sometimes he would do things when I started something up, or not just us, but even the Métis Museum would start something up, then Ken had to come on board, and then he wanted to come in and do the same thing too. Well, which is fine. Let's work together. That's what Métis community is about. So we did it for a long time. We worked together, and it was getting to the point where, I guess I'd say, the last gathering we had where Ken, it was